Hey everyone, I welcome you all on behalf of Ajit-teaches for this LinkedIn live session on malware attacks. In this session, I will take you through about different types of malwares, which is worms, viruses, Trojan horse, all those stuff. So let me start with you. What is malware? So malware, it consists of various harmful programs intentionally designed to execute unauthorized action on your target system. It is any software intentionally designed to cause damage to a computer, server, client, or computer network. Malware consists of two words: malware, malicious, and software. So it has taken mal from malicious and ware from software. So that is what malware. We all have heard about viruses, worms, Trojan horse, that all comes under categories of mal. They are all different types of malware. So malware is set of instructions that run on your computer and make your system do things which an attacker wants it to do. It can take various forms and is often used by cyber criminals to steal data, disrupt operations, or gain unauthorized access. We all have heard about Ukraine attack, Russia-Ukraine war. It started in 2022, but real attack started in 2020 itself when Ukraine power grids started facing attacks, blackouts from Russian hackers. So malware is capable of doing hell lot of things which we can't even think about. It was one malware only. So it was one malware only which has created a chaos in Iranian nuclear capability. You might have heard about it or you might not have heard about it. This malware was named as Stuxnet, Stuxnet, Stuxnet. This was a malware which has created a chaos in Iranian nuclear capability in 2010 or 11, I don't remember. It was, they have, that malware uh, was designed to target the PLC, that is Programming Logic Controller, and which was responsible for uh, cleaning of, enriching of European. So, as I've already mentioned, malware, it is not only restricted to spyware capability, stealing your data, it has gone far away as we can't even think about it. So MI6, I have read it somewhere. MI6, the European company, means the UK investigating agencies, they have malware which can turn on your phone, convert your phone into audio bug, and even turn on your camera. Now the question comes to your mind is, what's so special about it? The specialty is even when your phone is turned off. We all have heard about what Pegasus is capable of doing. So you can see malware is not only restricted to worms, viruses, it can destroy the Iranian nuclear capability. One malware can even destroy the, like we have all seen in Independence Day, the movie. One malware was able to, destroy they have injected virus which has brought the spaceship down. So malware is capable of doing a lot of things. So what are the things the malware can do? It can steal your personal information. Malware can capture sensitive information such as passwords, credit card details, password identification numbers. It can make you delete files. Some malware types, like ransomware, vipers, they can delete or corrupt important files. It can make you click fraud. So certain types of malware can manipulate your browsers to perform click fraud. This means that malware generate fake clicks on online ads. They're, like you see, they're in social media, and in an social media era where people are being paid on the basis of likes and comments. So there are countries around the world which are doing mobile farming, and you can purchase the likes and comments from those by paying certain amount of money. It can use your computer as a relay. Malware can turn your computer into a part of botnet, using it to send outward spam, launch attacks on other systems, and perform illegal activities without your knowledge. So there are hackers which compromise your system and keep your system compromised. And whenever they require, they use your system to perform an attack, or even you are not aware your computer is being used as a bot in attacks, and it can steal software serial numbers. Malware can harvest software serial numbers or licenses stored on your devices, which can then be used to activate software illegally on other computers. So these are some of the impacts of malware. I've already discussed, I've already shown you or discussed some other attacks also, which nation state actors are, are using across the world. Like I remember I watched one movie called Snowden. So Snowden is a fugitive in eyes of US. He has been sent on a deputation from US to Japan. The main purpose of the cover up given was uh, to cover up given was educational tour, but main purpose was to install a malware in power grid of Japan, so that in case of hostility, the Japan power can be controlled, because these days power are used as a main target to cripple the organizations or countries down. So gone are the days when you go and fight the wars with the help of guns and all, and you have all seen the the drones and attacks. The new war is all fought in a cyber era, because if you that war is there, but at the same time, when the normal war starts, there is another war starts or already going on in a cyber era where malware plays a very very important role. So there are different types of malware. We only have heard about some of them, but you see, I have covered here approx 12 malwares, 12 types of malware. You have virus, worms, logic bombs, spyware, Trojan horse, backdoors, potentially unwanted program, ransomware, adware, bloatware, rootkits, keyloggers. So we will look at one by one. What are those? So first one is virus. It is a malicious code that replicates itself by attaching itself to the another piece of code. So virus cannot self-replicate. It requires a carrier to move from one system to another. So it attaches itself by attaching to legitimate executable virus or program. So once the infected file is executed, the virus also runs and can spread to another file on the same network or computer. Virus can significantly slow down or crash a system, leading to a potential data loss. There are different types of viruses available, and these type of virus, they categorize on the way of how they impact the how they infect the system. Like master boot record virus. This is a virus which infect the capability of a system to boot properly. It is designed to target that part of an operating system where booting process, which is responsible for a booting. So MBS virus spread by infecting the boot sector of any storage device. Then you have a file infector virus. This is a virus which infects a file system, which is designed to target .exe, .com extension files. Where the infected, when that, so the virus attaches itself to the executable file, such as .exe, .com, and triggers when the OS executes them. Then macro. What are macro? Macro are small programs which are designed to perform repetitive tasks. This is very commonly found in doc file, the Word file, and these days it's very commonly found in Excel file. When it was originally introduced or developed, it was designed to target the Word file. But these days, it is not only restricted to the Word file, but it is also restricted to Excel file also. So these viruses spread through infected documents. When a user open an infected document, the macro virus activates and infect other document. I watched, I read one book called Send Worm, and in the beginning I talked about Russian attack on Ukraine, cyber attack on Ukraine. So that was sent through a PPT and Excel file through macros. The service injection. This type of virus inject malicious code into system service or processes that run with elevated privileges. So it aims to exploit these services to gain control onto the system or evade detections. So these are different types of virus propagation techniques. So then we have worms. What are worms? Sometimes people use worms and viruses interchangeably. No, they are not same. They are pretty different from each other. If sometimes when you think about differences between worms and virus, think about the real time, because worm and viruses are available in a real world also. They are organisms. So whatever the difference you will find in worms and viruses in the real world, the same you will find it in your cyber world also. Worm in a real world, they are not parasites. They can move and move from one place to another on its own. So here also, it can move from one place to another on its own. They are self-replicating piece of code that attempts to penetrate network and computer system. And once they infect a system, it self-replicate. And sometimes it causes because of its self-replication capabilities, it's cause slowness in a network also. So if sometimes people get confused between the DOS attack and a worms, because in both cases you find slowness in the network. So worm possesses an inherent capability to replicate and spread independently, reminiscent of biological organization multiplying in their organization. Once a worm infiltrates a vulnerable system, it creates a copy of itself and exploits security vulnerability through interconnected networks, consuming network bandwidth as it rapidly infects a host. As I've already given you an example of Stuxnet worm, okay, there was another configure when I was in HCL in 2008. There was one configure worm which has created a chaos in the network. It was designed to target Windows system by using port 139 and 445. Then I was talking about Stuxnet worm, which was designed to target the PLC capabilities, the PLC, that is program logical controller of Iranian nuclear capability, and it was designed to target one particular Siemens PLC. Such is the sophistication of a worm. It was a marvel in itself. As I already mentioned, we are only restricted when we think about worm, we only think about simple computers and all. But when this nation state think about worms, nation states are the cyber armies which people keep on payroll to cause destruction to the neighboring, to the enemy countries and all. And this is pretty normal. As I always say, world is full of good people, but there are bad people available in the world. And to counter bad people, you need bad, you need bad people. Or there's always a saying, fire fights fire. There's no right or wrong in today's world. What is right for you may be wrong for some other person. Okay, then we have a logic bomb. Logic bomb, I watched one movie called Speed long way back in 1994. There was a terrorist or a bad person who implanted a bomb in a bus. The speed of a bus, and that bomb was dormant till the speed of a bus crosses 60 miles per hour. But once that speed crosses 60 miles per hour, then that get initiated or triggered. And now they have to maintain a speed till they have to maintain a consistent speed of 60 miles, otherwise that bomb will explode. Now think that is what a logic bomb is. These are malicious code objects that infect the system and activate under specific conditions or trigger. And that could be a time, like time bomb, a program launch, a website login, or other predefined events. So let's take one example, hypothetical, but there is a real time event also that happened. Suppose I am a programmer who is working on one product. Now I am under constant fear that company throw me out of my job once my job is completed. So I had created a logic bomb which will execute when my access are revoked from an application. So this is what logic bomb. And this is not a hypothetical incident. This happened in 2000. Crouching Tiger. This was named as Crouching Tiger. In 2000, a logic bomb planted in a computer network by an employee caused significant damage by deleting critical file and disrupting operations. The bomb was programmed to activate on a specific date after the employee's departure. So logic bomb is kind of dangerous. Anything is dangerous. It depends what you are designed to target. Then your spyware. I watched one series called Family Men 1 and 2, and even latest one, the Special Ops. In both the series, the spies were fathers also, and they have implanted the spyware in their daughter's phone to track the activities of their daughters. I would say that spyware is very, very dangerous in the sense it can secretly gathers a user personal information on activities. I give you one practical example of spyware, how they have used spyware to eliminate a dreaded terrorist. I don't know how many of you remember that there was this guy in 2014 and 15 during an ISIS era. Still, ISIS era is going on, but that man's name was Jihadi John. He used to slit throats of people on cameras. So agencies had installed a spyware on his phone. They were successful in installing a spyware on his phone. So he was traveling. So they were not sure whether he's the one or not. So fortunately or unfortunately for him, he made a call. He called someone. So spyware on his phone took a sample of his phone call, sample of his voices, and sends it to the server where his voice samples were matched, and then drones were used to eliminate him. Spyware, might have heard about Pegasus, which is a spyware by Israeli agencies. I wouldn't say agencies, Israel, I would say. So there's some company in Israel which is producing, which is developing and sharing or selling it to the governments around the world. Again, as I told, nothing wrong because we have good people and we have bad people. Correct? So as I said, there is no definition of right or wrong. So it install without the user knowledge or consent. As I tell you, it's very scary. I have, in 2014, I delivered one security awareness training in which I demonstrated the spyware. It can, it can capture everything from your phone, screenshots, SMS, the passwords that you type, and send it to some third party. So Pegasus is kind of spyware which is being used by government around the world, and there are many. A spy like Cool Web Search, the spyware application that modifies browser, set and collects user data for targeting advertisement. Then Trojan horse. I've seen a movie called Troy. Okay. In that there was a well guarded fort. Enemies were not able to penetrate inside that fort. So they made a plan, and as a part of their plan, they construct a beautiful wooden horse. And they made that horse in such a way that it provides you, it has made some space inside it where some people can hide, 2 to 3 people can hide. And they made people hide in that Trojan horse, the wooden horse. And then they pulled that horse and brought it and placed it near the enemy gate. The people who were inside, they were people who were inside, they were uh, they were kept hidden. Now, people who were inside the horse, they were kept, they were remain hidden. And people who were inside the gate, they got curious about it, and they opened the gate and pulled that horse inside. Now, the enemy who were hidden inside that horse came out in the night, opened the door from inside, and they are compromised. So Trojan horse is very similar to it. It doesn't get installed automatically. You have to pull in, like you are looking for CISSP preparation. Now you are looking for CISSP preparation, and you got some dumps. So and it asks you to download a software, and you download the software, and it has some program hidden inside it. So unlike virus or worms, Trojans do not self-replicate or spread independently. Instead, they rely on users to execute or install them. So it also give you remote access capabilities also. So that is what your Trojan horse. Then we have backdoors. Suppose I'm a thief. I'm able to break into someone's house, and then what I found, that lot of valuable items which I can't get it or take out in one go. So I try to get continuous access to that house. So what I will do, okay, I will create a tunnel, small tunnel from outside to inside, or try to loosen the hinges of the doors, or try to get the duplicate keys created so that I create a backdoor through which I can get an easy access. So same concept is being used by hackers. It takes a great effort to break into computer, especially in today's time. And when someone is inside the computer, he will try to maintain the access. So he may open the port, or he may install the Trojan, and that will give you the access to your software. They intentionally created. I won't say it is always intentionally created. Sometimes it can be unintentionally created also. Like for example, I'm working on some program. I have relaxed the security, like there was a two-factor authentication in it, or I've opened some port through which I can get easy access so that I can do my job, and I forget to put it back into place. So that will be used as a backdoor. So during one such audit of one Middle East bank, we found one backdoor in their main banking application immediately, and that was not deliberately created. It was left during a development phase. I don't know how it goes unnoticed. A priority one ticket was opened, but they were lucky that it was not exploited. So backdoors you can easily found out using code reviews or even vulnerability assessments. Then ransomware. What is ransomware? Ransomware, I would say, like let's take one example, very simple example. You are going out of your house in a hurry and you forget to lock your house. Someone else was standing outside. He saw you moving out in a hurry. So he saw that you unlocked, you kept your house, you keep your house, you left your house unlocked. So he will lock using his own lock. Now, when you come back, you find out your house is locked. Now, that person is smiling. He said, okay, pay me 5,000 rupees. I will give you the keys. Ransomware work exactly similar to that. Hacker first infect your system with the malware. They create a copy of your data, backup of a data, encrypt that backup, and delete your original files. Now, your original files are nowhere, backup files are locked. Now, hacker, you have to pay money to hacker. In 2020-22, Ames has faced one of the biggest ransomware attacks on their servers, due to which the services for OPT was blocked, was not was disabled, and who forget the 2017 ransomware WannaCry ransomware attack? That was it was the like ransomware WannaCry ransomware, and it was a product of U.S. government. The code was produced by US government, stored in their shelf, some hacking group. They have taken it from there and released in the wild. And these days, you don't have to produce or manufacture or code the ransomware. There are ransomware as a service is available, which someone can take it on hire, use it. Then adware. Adware is mostly not very dangerous. It displays ads, often popping up when users are browsing the web or using certain applications. These ads can promote anything from legitimate product to suspicious software. Adware is often bundled with free software and installed without user being fully aware. The examples of adware: Fireball. This adware hijacked browsers and turned them into ad-generating machine, collecting data and redirecting traffic to promote specific website. Trust me, when your system is infected with malware, that you can't do much except to reinstall your system or reinstall your operating system. It is 90% of the cases, this is not very dangerous. In 10% cases, this is dangerous. But again, it will irritate and frustrate you so much that you will not be left with any other option but to get your systems reinstalled. Then you have a bloatware. Bloatware often comes pre-installed on your new devices such as smartphone, laptops, or tablets. Like I'm using a Vivo phone, so it has Vivo Store. So normally these are applications are added by manufacturer or service provider, usually not essential for device operation. So it hogs your storage space and slows down your device. Trial version of software, manufacturer branded applications, they run in background. Mostly it is not dangerous, but I give you an example of it. You might have heard about CC Cleaner, which is not we deliberately installed. It get automatically installed on our system. So in 2017, hackers, it looks very fine when you see the system getting clean. It gives you a very nice feeling. So in 2017, hackers proliferated or infected the CC Cleaner servers and infect their their servers, which is used for releasing the update, and millions of systems got the malicious update through this bloatware only. So again, as I told you, it's not dangerous, but think about you have a Vivo store or you have a Vivo cloud, and automatically your means you by default accidentally you enable the cloud storage on Vivo cloud, and it start okay getting your photos even you are not aware their photos are being stored on the cloud. So you have to be very, very careful about it. Then you have a rootkits. Rootkits are designed to target operating system by hiding itself into an operating system. okay, designed to target operating system by hiding itself into an operating system, by hiding in an operating system, by making itself a part of an operating system and do things which operating system doesn't want it to do. They may enhance the the privileges of some user defined processes. So that is what rootkits is. This makes them, as they has made themselves a part of an operating system, they becomes very difficult to detect. Okay, I tell you about the very important case or very important example of rootkit. You know DRM, digital rights management. It is designed to prevent misuse of your copyrighted data. So Sony, what they had done, like in 2005, when they used to sell the CDs, they have rootkits installed on it. And that rootkit was installed secretly on users' computers as a part of DRM, hiding themselves and causing system vulnerability. The main purpose was good, that they don't want their software to be misused or being copyrighted. But again, that was a malware. That was not a good practice. Then comes keylogger. It's a type of malware which is designed to covertly record everything the user types on their keyboard. I remember long way back, these days, although we all use laptops, but we were asked and to see whenever you used to, I'm not that young. I've seen the era of cyber cafes and all. So we were always asked, okay, whenever you go to cyber cafe, go and check at the back of CPU where your keyboard is getting connected. There should not be some extra material. There should not be extra connector available over there because that might be a keylogger. It acts like a digital eavesdropper, capturing keystroke, including passwords, credit card numbers, and messages. It transmits stolen information to attacker, posing a significant threat. They do not significantly affect its performance, often disguised as a legitimate program. You might see whenever you have to enter the password in banking website, it asks you, do you want to use a normal keyboard or you want to use a virtual keyboard? So virtual keyboard is to prevent against if keylogger or a spyware. So keylogger can exist as a software installed on a target device or as a hardware device physically attached to the keyboard or computer. So these are different types of malwares available. Now the question comes to your mind is how to protect the malware. There is no rocket science to protect against the malware. It's more holistic approach. Like we can't say that, okay, we have installed antivirus and that can protect it against the malware. There is no one size fits all approach you can follow to protect it against the malware. You have to have applied the security in a more holistic manner. Like do not click suspicious links, avoid clicking on links in email, social media messages, or websites. Okay, keep your software, configure the security settings, ensuring a lot of times we see we keep the firewall setting turned off. No, keep your security settings on. Keep your software updated as soon as you see a message, your system needs update. Update is pending. Quickly update it. Don't procrastinate. Use reputable antivirus or anti-malware programs. Beware of social engineering technique because that is, look, security is as strong as one weak link. I remember in 2016, two Chinese hackers they tricked CEOs of two steel producing company by sending one link and make them click link. The security was compromised because of that. Be cautious with downloads. So the ransomware attack that I was talking about, someone in Ames had clicked a link which has which has infected the system with ransomware. And it was said that the Chinese hackers were behind that. Enable strong password and two-factor authentications. If you're not able to prevent, then you should have mechanisms to detect. regularly perform the malware scans. Normally, we people are not in a habit of doing that. That's the reason. So you can, all anti-malware, they have a weekly scan and the on-demand scan that you can run. Okay, regular scan using antivirus or anti-malware scan can detect and remove malicious files. Continuous monitoring. It is the anti-malware that you install. It involves tracking and analyzing system activity to detect unusual or suspicious activities, or even you can have HIPS or HIDS installed on your system, which can continuously monitor your systems. Then security software alerts. Security software alerts provide real-time alerts when suspicious activities are detected. These alerts can notify users about potential malware infection. So please, whenever you see an alert, don't take it casually. So once you detect, you have to correct it. So this will, like, once you detect a malware, sometimes it automatically quarantine the malware, or you have to take actions to remove it. Sometimes the malware doesn't get, so you have to restore the systems and report the attacks regularly and regularly perform vulnerability scans and do the patchings. So this is about here. Then similarly, you can also have technical controls like anti-malware and antivirus. These tools scan systems for known malware, signatures, and behavioral pattern, provide real-time protection by identifying removing threats. Antivirus mostly, then we have EDR. Antivirus mostly based on static signatures, the attacks which has happened in the past. So EDR goes one step ahead and not only tries to find out attacks on the basis of static signatures, but also on the basis of your behavior and profile. Then we have application whitelisting. This control allows only approved application to run on a system, blocking untrusted or unauthorized software that might carry malware. You can use firewalls. Firewall can monitor and control incoming and outgoing traffic based on predefined security rules. You can use email filtering solutions to look out for, to look filter the email attachments and link for malicious content. You can use DLP. DLP prevents sensitive data from being stolen or leaked by malware. You can use SIM tool, which can help you in managing and monitoring the logs generated. You can do the segmentations and hardening, find out the weakness in our systems and then remove that weakness. That whole process is called hardening. So as I already mentioned, there is no one size fits all approach that you can follow. So first you should have preventive controls. Then once you prevent it, if you're not able to prevent it, then you should be able to detect it. If you're not able to detect it, then you should have a corrective actions. So once you detect it, then you should be having a corrective actions in place, and corrective actions, along with corrective actions, you can check your technical controls also. So these are different types. So there is no security is all about defense in depth, and for malware also, you should follow defense in depth approach. So thank you very much, mates. So that is all about today's session. So we have talked about different types of malwares, viruses, worms, Trojan horse, logic bombs, okay, bloatwares, many other malwares, rootkits. So this will make you aware about different types of malware. Now you know that if now with this session, you can see the differences between different types of malware, how they work, and this can not only help you in getting the knowledge, but at the same time, if you're preparing for exams like CISSP, CISA, CISM, this is a part of the syllabus. So thank you very much. Okay, if you have any questions, you can write in a comment. Otherwise, we are good to close the session. So thank you. Thank you for joining and taking out time.